What's up, Kevin Davis here. Wanted to give you a quick tutorial. I posted a few pictures on my Bible groups on Facebook of my own custom made Bible pages, concepts of what I would like to see in a translation that I'm reading. I have plenty of videos on that on my channel, the Berean Standard Bible, and I was asked, hey, how'd you do that? So I'm going to make this tutorial video to show you using Mac pages. So this is the Bible that I'm mimicking. It's a Holman NASB 77. I've rebound it, but I just love this text block. So let's turn over to Philippians, because that's the page I did. And here's what I do whenever I find a Bible that I like. I take note of a few things. You got to have an eye for this stuff. So here we go, Philippians. So some of the things I notice, what do we have here? We have double column. References in the middle. Notice that the first word is caps, drop cap numbers for the chapters. Second page, we notice that it's justified text, page number up top. So the first thing you need to do whenever you open up pages, let me just do a new text block, so a blank template. Notice, first of all, what you have here is you're going to want to go to a page layout. Because if you don't, right now, you have a regular word processing document. And you don't want that because you want to make text blocks. So you make this convert to page layout. Now you have a canvas, and now you need to get text blocks, make text blocks. You look up here, you see the text block right there. So that's what you need to do. So here's the Bible, the final document that I made. How did I do this? So you can already maybe begin to see how I did it. We have two text blocks here. These little green buttons make them a thread, which means they'll go from one, the text will overflow from one to the other. So let me show you how I did this from scratch. So I'm going to remake this again. So here is, again, the page layout, a canvas. So here now you can convert it back to word processing if you want, but we want to keep it on canvas. So first thing that really helps me out is to learn all the keyboard shortcuts. So here's the text block. I usually like to have the view on thumbnails. So now if we make multiple documents, Command D to make a duplicate page. But if we have multiple documents, we can kind of get a better layout. And if you have a trackpad, you can zoom in and out on the pages. So I also want to have my rulers if I want to be really fancy. Now I know the size of my text blocks. And these little guides up here you can kind of see how big they are. But, so the first thing that I worked on is I believe I made them 3.1 on the width. So there's 3.1, not 01, just 1, 3.1 inches on the width. And then an easy way to make the other side is Command D for duplicate, and then you can move it over, and Command again to hold them down so you can kind of see how far apart they are. Let's just center that a little bit more. So now we have our two text blocks. We want to bring them down to the bottom here. Bring this one down to the bottom here. Now, thread here, we just hit this button, go over here and hit that button. Now they're going to be having the same text. So whenever I type stuff all the way down, my caps lock are on. Once it gets all the way down here, it's going to start going over here. Now the font I use, you can find it easy online, just go Google it, I'm sure you'll find it, is Minion Pro. And I used their condensed because I believe that is, I think I used condensed display because that's kind of what it looked like in my Holman Bible. Now, to go find my I have a BSB, I have it as a shortcut, and for some reason Firefox doesn't like this up here. Hit enter, and this just happens. So BSB guys, if you're watching, can you figure that out for me? Or Firefox if you're watching, which I don't think you would ever, but anyways. So what I do is I just keep it as a shortcut, and I use this up here. Philippians 1 is where we're at. Just highlight everything, hold the shift down, Command C for on Mac, Command Shift V keeps it all in the same text format, and I want to do that because if I didn't, it would show up like this. So Command Z to undo, Command Shift V. Oops, I was wrong. Command Option Shift V does that. Now, headers. What did I do on the headers of the one I already made? Sorry, this is like cheating. But headers, okay, I bolded the headers. I made this italicized. And then like the Bible, I made the first word capitals. So you highlight using Shift and Command, Command B to bold, Shift and Command and go backwards, Command I to italicize, bring that down 1. We're going to be spacing these out, the numbers. Command B to bold, Command I to italicize, right? Space out the verse numbers from the words in front of it. That's 5. Where's 6 at? There it is, 6. Now, command and an arrow goes to the front, or command and an arrow goes to the end. That's a good way, quick way to do that. Shift, enter to make a line drop for, to go down a line. There's 8. Shift, enter. Shift, enter. Oh, looks like 10 right here needs to be spaced. And 11. You can use your mouse too, whatever you want to do, or trackpad. Okay, Command, Shift, into the line there to make that bold. I for italicize and Command I. 12. Oops. Command Z. 13. 14. You know, I should have probably been bold facing these numbers while I'm at it. That'll make it easier for later. So let's just do that too. Just bold face them, Command B. Now, we're going to have the title up here, so I'm going to just make these a bit smaller. And then the Pages automatically does that. Brings that yellow line up so they're in line with each other. Press that Shift or Command and press the other one. Now they're both selected, and then I just do Shift, down arrow, down arrow, down arrow. Okay, now verse 18, oops, enter, verse 19. We'll go back and get the first ones here in a minute. Verse 20. And seeing this right here reminds me I haven't justified yet. So Command A to select all the text. Justify. There we go. 20 verse that. Oops, that needs bold-faced. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. You know what? I'll just speed this up in the editing, so I'll just shut up now. Okay, let's go get these real quick. Okay, I think that's all. Well, where's 8 at? 7, 8, there we go. Okay, now we're going to need another text block to fill in this space right here. So, text block, and Minion Pro caption, let's do 6 font. And I did keep that left, but I think I'm going to make it center. It just makes more sense to me since it's going to be in the center. Bring this down like so. And what I didn't do in the other one, but if I remember right from the Bible, there are lines separating the text. So I'm going to put that in there. You go up here, make a shape, a line, there it is. You hold the shift button down to make it vertical or horizontal, good angles. So I'm just going to put it right there, put that down. That's a little thick, so I want to make it 0.75. Command D to duplicate. And I've discovered that if you go left one, up one, it's in the same spot. So I went left and up, but then I want to go over here. Holding the shift button down, I go over there, and that's about where I want it. What I put here are the footnotes for the BSB. So I scroll down here, Command C, over here, Command Option Shift V. Let's just separate to begin with. 1827. Now, verse numbers bold-faced, so again, Command B on the bold-facing. All right. Now, I'll just go over here and I find out what they italicize. So, or all the praetorium, Command I to italicize. The Word of God, italicized. No italics on this note. On verse 18, what then, italicized, and then striving together with one mind, italicize. That's where you want it. Now, if you wanted to be really fancy, and if you wanted to give verse cross-references and give yourself a lot more work, one of the things you could do is go to a place like Bible Gateway, bring up Philippians 1. I find the ESV cross-references are my favorite. Make sure cross-references are turned on. Then, give yourself a whole lot of work here. But I'm not going to because I'm already a glutton for punishment with the workload I have. So, now one of the first things I noticed was the first word is caps like that. What I did do is did I make all the verse? Yeah, I just made the first one red. Now, you want to give yourself more work. Let's go red. Now look what I did here. I forgot I did this. I made all the verse numbers superscript. See how they're above the text? So, superscript is a button that I can't find the shortcut for, so it's a pain in the butt. You go over here, baseline superscript. Now I've tried Shift Command Plus and it doesn't work. If that's not a shift, I don't know what it is. So, you do the superscript. One easy way I've done this, instead of having, so I'm not doing this for every single one, is what you can do is you highlight it, Command C for copy, Command V, and then you just got to put in the new number. I'll speed this up on the video. One of the things I noticed here on number 15 is I want to make another drop down. It's a different paragraph. Also notice this word be. We'll get there. I'll tell you what those are. Okay, now, one of the things I noticed, so verse 13a, that's a footnote. So you come find verse 13, A, that's where you're going to want to go make that a footnote by, again, baseline superscript. Verse 14b, word, can even do this again, Command V, go B instead. That doesn't work, I guess. Well, we just do that. B, and now it's also bold, so unbold it by Command B. 16 C, it's down here. I'm just going to Command C this B right here. That copies it. C. Verse 18, D. There it is. Command V, D, and then verse 27, E. Come down here to verse 27. Contending side by side. E. Okay. Now, we're getting close to the end here. We want to have this text up here for the title. So, text block automatically centers it. I'm just going to go Philippians. Take that extra E out, Command A to copy it. Make this minion. I'm kind of taxing my computer with all the recording I'm doing and all the apps I have open, so you're going to have to forgive this. Minion Pro. Let's make this probably bold caption. I'm going to see if 50 is a bit too much. Might be about right. You can play around with the text size. Again, Pages automatically can center that for you. That's so nice of them. You don't need to press anything. Let's make this middle though. Okay. Now I also have the Gospel according to Philippians, or excuse me, Paul's epistle to the Philippians. And just because I'm lazy, I'll do Command D instead of go up here and press that button. Take the bold off. Put the caps on. Paul's epistle to the. Command A to highlight it all. Let's see what 25 looks like. That works for me. Actually, maybe a bit more to see if we can kind of get the full length of Philippians there. You know, it just doesn't feel like that old one I was looking at in the videos. I think we're going to make these smaller. And is there a condensed bold? Let's go, yeah, bold condensed. That's better. And let's just make, excuse me, this condensed. Oh no, I pressed Minion Pro, didn't want to do that. I'm literally going to speed this up in the video. Okay, let's go condensed. There we go. That looks better. Let's move that on top of each other almost. Now, what else do I have to do here? So if you're designing this, and if you want to post it on a group like I did, this is just called the header up here. So I just put up here, not an actual, oops, caps lock, not an actual text block. And I'm not going to even select the font. I'll just make this thin, bold. And you may notice this right here. I think text block is actually supposed to be 2. But if, like, I'm surprised these didn't show up. Like Praetorium. And if you want to, like, save this as a screenshot, if you export it as a PDF, you won't see the red dots right here. All right. So if you come down here and if you export to PDF, don't worry about the red dots. But if you like want to take a screenshot, like with the preview tool, and you don't want the red dots to show, just click on it. Praetorium is a word that my computer needs to learn, so I'm just going to hit learn spelling. But like, for example, sometimes these footnote words will show red. I think I've already told my computer to ignore them, but that's what you got to do. You just got to hit the little ignore spelling thing. Hope that makes sense to you. But yeah, I made that red, and I gave a name to it. I called it the Holman concept. Command A, Command B to bold, red. And that's basically how I made it. So I hope this has been informative for you. Do notice that if you do fill in these right here, it's going to show up on every page of your document. Okay? So if you're going for a real Bible, you know, maybe you just want to put the page number up there, and look at that, insert page number, and you can have whatever format you want. So I'm just going to do just the page number, and I have it on Minion Pro Bold already. Maybe I want that on maroon, and so yeah. So now it's going to be page numbers up here. One thing to know, if you want to print this, this is for a full letter size paper. So this is 11 font, and it's going to be on a full size letter paper. It'd be great if you printed it out on hold paper, and then you can just put it in a binder. Now, if you want to print this for like more of a Bible size, suppose you exported it to Staples. Staples will print that, but you're going to want to make this text a whole lot bigger, because say if you print it on a half page size, that size 11 is going to look like a size, I don't know, 8, 7. So then you would just want to do this, and then you want to add another text block over here and make that, this will be your second page. Make that 3.1 again, because that's our size. And then you'll want to make that to the green one, because now it's coming down there. Line it up with your one up here. See, it's about right there, so I want about right there. Pull that down. And there you go. Now you can't do the Command D anymore because it messes up this what's that called? The thread. So now you have to do regular text blocks. Do it all yourself, because then you can add it to the thread. This needs to be 3.1 again. 3.1. And if you do that, make the text bigger, then you need to make that in your footnotes. So I see verse 18 is here, but now verse 27 is down here. So I can Command D, because this is not on any thread. Command D to duplicate. Now it's down here again. It's down further because now we don't have any room for our title, so we can bring this back up here. Just select everything from verse 27 and up. And again, if you're meaning to print this on a book format, you probably want to make these middle ones even a little bit bigger, because instead of 6, it'll be like a 3. So I'm going to make that like a 9. 9. There we go. Oops, made that a 10. So I hope you understand that if you want to print this in a book format, and you don't want this to be like a literal letter size page, you're going to have to make your text bigger. If you don't want Staples to print it for you, I think in the App Store I found, if I can find it, I don't know, I've updated this computer so much that I may have lost the app I used for making books. But there's a good thing in the App Store here to make a book format. And then what it does is just saves it and exports it as a PDF. Book format. Man, I love my double F's there. Which one did I use? Maybe it's booklet. I think. I did pay money for it. And you know, that app I used could have been not working anymore, because I maybe Apple updated beyond that. So, but any of these will work. Create a booklet. And what that's going to do is it'll make it it'll make it front and back for you, and you can create it like a booklet, print it out. So I hope that helps. Hope you can kind of see. Again, learning the key shortcuts helps out a lot to make things go faster, and once you get the hang of it, it gets a little bit faster. So that's how I did it. Thanks for watching.